non-profit organization focused on providing high-quality education to low-income high school students. In 2014, Mr. Singh founded Ecovision as a driving force behind the company's overarching strategy. He has helped to establish Ecovision as a leader in the education and technology industry. Initiatives of Ecovision won prestigious national and international awards such as Prime Minister's Excellence Award, Commonwealth Innovation Award, and E-Governance Award. Currently, Mr. Ritesh Singh is the Senior Vice President for Strategic Initiative at Ematicus Learning, where he heading the online certification business. So you all have an opportunity to interact with somebody who is himself a prestigious personality. Over to you, Ritesh.
Thank you so much, Priyanka. Good evening, everyone. I think the stage is set to start this webinar, which is going to be on a very interesting topic of digital supply chain. I have prepared a small deck which I'll share with all of you, and then probably we'll follow the trend. So, agenda of the webinar is, of course, to discuss on the topic itself, advanced digital supply chain strategy to enhance efficiency of organizations, processes, product, etc. And during this discussion, we'll see how this sector itself evolved and how now it is transforming itself. I mean, this is one of the sector which is very, very crucial, especially in context of our own country. Considering a population of billion plus people, demographic challenges, the product demand, the growth in production, the whole wave of e-commerce, the digital product, D2C organizations, supply chain as is becoming prime focus for a lot of working professionals, and they keep on learning, innovating and growing in the career. So that's the reason why it is becoming very, very critical. And that is specifically the reason why Ematicus today collaborated with IIT Roorkee to start a program which already enhanced know-how of more than 800 to 1,000 working professionals who implemented new age practices in their organization and grown in their own career. So we'll touch upon those programs also which we have started with IIT Roorkee, and we'll see what is the structure of that as well at the end of the webinar. So let's get started with this whole advanced digital supply chain strategy to enhance efficiency webinar. Especially guys, when we talk about supply chain management, multiple words comes around, a word cloud comes into our mind, which is related to procurement, strategy, planning, distributions, manufacturing, products, all these things comes into the mind, delivery, asset, things comes into, and with this, we think a lot of data, which industries are generating from year on year. We have seen industries from last 150 years to 2-3 years of time span from the founding time to the operational point. And during these operational time, each functionality has generated plenty of data points, which is superbly becoming important because in the era of digital supply chain, the data-driven decision making is becoming integral part of supply chain management, and that is always helping optimizing each and every part of it. Not just that, the whole idea of digital supply chain management and the control tower where all the stakeholders are well informed about on a real time basis. The technology plays a very crucial role here. Now, if we see what supply chain management was in 10 years back or 20 years back time versus what is today it is, a lot of innovation is happening, and that is happening across technology, across data, and that's where people who have spent 10-20 years of time in supply chain industry, they are also coming back, upskilling themselves, learning new age technologies and implementing in their processes, right? So that is the reason why this is becoming too hot, and people who know about new age are getting massive career growth as well. So let's see where it started from, right? In the era of the whole industry, industrial development, etc., when it was keep on growing, we talk about the strategy of fragmentation approach, right? In whole manufacturing to delivery, where each processes were quite linear in nature, and we were following the processes in linear in nature, where after some time people thought of consolidating something before warehousing and after packaging, which is physical distribution and material management, and this, whatever things which is happening in the factory from warehousing to packaging, they kept it as an individual processes, and they try consolidating. Then in 90s we saw integration in logistic fashion, and when in 2000, decade of 2000, when information technology has started spreading its wing, we started seeing supply chain management at the core of this. And in 2010 onwards, when the boom of e-commerce happened, the technology, the digital technology is spreaded across, we saw the whole approach changing into automation and a lot of innovation happening in supply chain management. So this is something which is typically the timeline of the evolution of supply chain management in last 50 to 60 years of timeline, right? Uh, now you're talking about, why these paradigm shift happens, and why now the 10-year cycle which we are seeing here is now broken into seriously into year on year basis, where a lot of innovations are happening. This is exactly because a lot of cause which is external causes which is shaking up supply chain management, putting a lot of challenges in front of supply chain management, and through those challenges, to solve those challenges, a lot of innovation is happening, right? I mean, we were talking about 2010. The rise of e-commerce was one big factor. The e-commerce industry innovated a lot through the delivery side, through the inventory side, and it was not just linked with optimization of cost, but at the same time, optimization of delivery time. We all know, especially in Indian context, when the rivalry was going on between Flipkart and Amazon, and when Amazon launched a one-day delivery model, even though it was costing little higher to Amazon versus Flipkart, they won the traffic, they won the volume game. Because Amazon entered Indian market later than Flipkart, through the optimization of their supply chain management, they gain the volume of the customer. So I mean, we all can see and analyze how supply chain management is very, very crucial, not just optimizing the cost, but optimizing the processes, and then overall winning the game of the market, or gaining the larger volume share of the market, right? So I mean, talking about these external factors, rise of e-commerce is one. The very recent is COVID-19. I mean, we have seen how COVID-19 has affected multiple sectors very differently. I mean, talking about the critical medicine for COVID-19, for those medicines, the demand peaked. For industries like aerospace, the demand went to the bottom. So in such uncertainties, how are you going to innovate to optimize the entire cycle of the organization is something which was great challenge which industries faced. Some of them solved very nicely, and and they are doing well. Some who failed to solve this are someone who struggled. Just give me a second, guys. So we were talking about, guys, we were talking about the external factor and COVID-19. We were talking about people who have done well with the supply chain management. They literally survived the wave and did well. People who failed to do that, we have seen great shutdowns also during this wave. So that's where this is very, very critical, right? Now talking about more on, the impact of e-com impact. So we'll take e-commerce as an example and see how supply chain management is affecting this, especially the integrated supply chain ecosystem or the digital supply chain ecosystem, which we are talking about. A very small video for you, which can explain you, how getting innovative help you grow your business, and this is from a PwC video, very nice video to explain you the innovative approach and how it is helping the businesses. Priyanka, can you confirm if you are getting the audio of the video?
Yes, Ritesh. Could you please increase the volume?
Yeah, sure.
Advances in digital technology are having a huge impact on the world around us and leading to big changes in customer behavior. Today, connected customers behave digitally, responding to social media trends and taking part in online conversations across a vast interconnected global community. However, many supply chains can't keep up. That's because they're structured in a very traditional and sequential way. Let's take a look at how a typical company with a traditional supply chain would react to a sudden peak in demand. A celebrity posts a picture of a bag on Instagram, creating excitement and generating a sudden demand for the product across the world. The bag manufacturer's demand forecast was based on a backwards look at previous sales. So, when their sales reports show their product has sold out unexpectedly, they wake up and go into firefighting mode. The company adjusts its forecast to reflect the new level of demand and then realizes that they don't have the materials or the production capacity to make replacements. So they call their suppliers, but they don't have the materials available. The bag manufacturer asks them to order new materials and expedite shipments, leading to additional costs. Finally, when the materials arrive and the products are produced, they then have to be transported to the stores. This wasn't planned for in advance, which means premium shipping costs. All in all, it has taken the company around 4 months to replenish their product. Unfortunately, the customer just wasn't going to wait that long, and in the meantime, they bought a similar product from a rival manufacturer. In the end, with the unplanned additional costs and the unsold products, our bag manufacturer actually made a loss out of the whole experience. But it doesn't have to be like this. We believe that traditional supply chains must evolve into connected, smart, and highly efficient supply chain ecosystems, with layers to address customer solutions and digital operations. Companies who are able to set up and run customer solutions and digital operations ecosystems empower themselves to proactively manage and efficiently fulfill customer needs across multiple channels, quickly identifying changes in demand and organizing their supply chain accordingly. In this way, they can turn their supply chain into a real competitive advantage and use it as an enabler for new digital business models. Let's look at how a company with a digital supply chain would have reacted to a similar peak demand situation. The company's proactive sensing capability, including social media tracking, identifies a peak in demand early. The production plan is adjusted automatically, thanks to a direct link between demand and manufacturing. At the same time, an updated demand plan is shared with all relevant suppliers, who immediately include the new requirements in their material planning and adjust their manufacturing priorities accordingly. Meanwhile, the customer can track the order's progress, keeping up to date on when it's being manufactured and when it will be delivered. And throughout the process, the supply chain transparency solution monitors relevant supply chain data from a variety of internal, external, structured, and unstructured sources, enabling proactive risk management. For the last mile delivery to the customer, the company leverages an established flexible logistics network with a shared infrastructure. The result? Companies that leverage a digital supply chain operate with the versatility and agility that's needed in the digital age. That means happy customers and flowing profits. Supply chains are extremely complex organisms, and
So, guys, especially in the video which we have seen how the integrated supply chain ecosystem controls a 360-degree real-time information flow. And that's where the innovation happens. So when e-commerce came in picture, this was super helpful. This techniques was super helpful in optimizing the processes. And once this was established, the other industries started learning and replicating it. I mean, especially when we talk about Industry 4.0 and the involvement of Internet of Things, Internet as a central point in supply chain management. Uh, a lot of industries still in India are not following those standards, and the idea is to learn and gain the know-how of this and then implement in the organization. So that's where it's very, very important to get aware about this and implement into this. So people so Joe, so and the individuals who already have an idea of the digital supply chain management, they are peak in demand. I mean, industries are ready to hire them and get the help of modifying their entire supply chain management cycle. Especially if we talk about the impact of e-commerce on, so especially all these techniques, how it has enhanced the overall process. It has given more room to logistics, right? It has changed the relationship also between the retailers and service providers, and the whole traditional roles have changed of each and every individual. And we see how these e-commerce was first penetrated into tier one, and today they are literally went to the village level of this particular country, and they are doing the last mile delivery to that particular extent. So again, by with having powerful supply chain management techniques and new age practices, this all can be very much possible. Talking about the supply chain management piece, or in these two sectors which we discussed while talking about this external factors, we all have seen some of these massive giant aerospace industry, how they have affected due to uncertainties in demand. COVID-19 brought super uncertainty in demand. In critical medicine, the demand peaked. In aerospace, it went to the bottom level. And people who optimized their supply chain survived well into this particular wave. So that's the reason why it is very, very critical. Especially talking about the balances, etc. I mean, this supply chain, new age supply chain management talks about this a lot, right? Where it talks about the comprehensive set of values of levers, where performance is transparency, efficiency, sustainability, visibility, flexibility, compliances comes into the center as at a central point. It's not just about cost and performances, right? It is more diverse now to ensure the overall process planning, etc. And that is the reason why it is more stable and people wants to take it. So talking about the new age tech in supply chain management, guys, as I was talking at the start of the webinar, the whole data analytics, AI, ML, playing a very, very critical role in doing the data driven decision making, you know doing the getting the predictive analytics in each step helps you helps you design each processes very nicely, and very in a very optimized manner you can design these stages, right? So the role of technology is keep on increasing in supply chain management, and that's where the innovation is happening, and we need to be updated on this. If we talk about the whole process, how Ematicus is playing a critical role in this, I wanted to talk about a specific program, right? Considering so, Ematicus being an edtech organization, we have almost collaborated with 200 plus organization, where we wanted to understand how with what support we can help our working professionals to learn new age processes and innovate at their level to to grow at not just at the individual level, but once they will know these new age practices, new age processes, and upskill themselves, of course they will grow at individual level, but with their innovation, the organization will grow at the same time, and then that will further be translated into society and national growth level as well. So that's where, when we realize that this is the supply chain management is one critical area where a lot of request is coming to upskill, we literally went to IIT Roorkee because we see tech in supply chain management, even though it is a management subject, now the integration of technology in supply chain management is becoming very, very crucial. And that is the reason why we went to the Department of Management Studies of IIT Roorkee, who this department is known for its techno-managerial, teaching, right, where technology and management's coming together, and then the learners are coming in and getting the best outcome. So that is the reason why we started a program, advanced certification program in supply chain management and analytics, guys. So analytics is something which is key here. Supply chain, the basic concepts of supply chain management is known to everyone, but now how that basic concept is getting translated into the piece of in the age of the digital era, how that is changing and creating where the innovation is happening around. That's something which is super critical, and that's the reason why we collaborated with IIT Roorkee to build this program. I mean, with Mathematicus, we are collaborated with different IIMs, different IITs, but especially IIT Roorkee, we picked for this particular program because we found Professor Rajat Agrawal, who is pioneer in supply chain management and who consulted almost 100 plus companies, published 100 plus research papers in supply chain management. And along with Professor Rajat Agrawal of IIT Roorkee and with several inputs from the industry, we built a curriculum of 96 hours live teaching, 6 industrial projects, engagement of 6 hours per week. We created this particular program, a 6 months long program, where we are talking about, right from the scratch of the program on how the supply chain performances, how supply chain, what is supply chain management, what are the performance parameters, what are the drivers, what are the matrices in the very first module. Then we are getting into the design of the supply chain and distribution network. Further moving ahead, we are getting into planning and coordinating the demand supply. Then we are getting into sales and operational planning. Then we are getting into managing uncertainties in supply chain, determining optimal level and productive ability. All these things, we are seeing it from the new age perspective. The case studies have been covered in this, which tells you how it has impacted in new era. Now, talking about the topics, the topics with what has been covered in supply chain management analytics course, even though all the elements we are covering is been looked. We need to look it into through the data-driven decision makings, the new age tech era, the technology which are getting used. All these things will be there. There'll be hands-on session which we are doing here in this particular program. So far, we have done 8 batches of this particular program. And believe it or not, people who are having 15, 20, 25 years of experience in supply chain management, they came into the program. They learned from the program, and they given feedback after doing the program that once the program is over, they've successfully implemented new age processes in their own organization. People who were younger, builded their relation with these senior people, because we have the live classes where people are building relation with their peers. We also have campus immersion where people are going to IIT Roorkee, working on simulations, working on hands-on sessions with Professor Rajat Agrawal, with Professor Amit, and then building their peer network also, which is lasting forever. In this program, once you successfully complete, you get certification from IIT Roorkee, CEC IIT Roorkee, that enhances your profile like anything. Once you will apply, once you will share this in your organization or apply for next career growth, it will definitely catalyze that particular growth. Now, idea is how people are taking admissions in this particular program. So we've already started the sourcing for eighth batch of supply chain management. In that particular, the processes people needs to pay the registration fee and submit the application. It's an only in white basis. I'm sorry, the dates are written of 22 to it's the 28th 28th November is the deadline where people need to submit their application. A live online program where we will be conducting the sessions on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. It is going to be live. Professors of IIT Roorkee will be teaching the program. As I said, Professor Rajat Agrawal, who is the pioneer in supply chain management, he is the program director of this particular program. So 80% of the session have been taken by Professor Rajat Agrawal. Rest 20% have been taken by Professor Amit, again, who is the faculty in IIT Roorkee. These guys will be taking live sessions, and this will be happening on Saturdays and Sundays. We're keeping it on Saturdays, Sundays, because all the people who are coming to this particular program are working professionals, and that's the reason why we are making sure that the sessions will be on weekends, right? Fine. So the next question is, what will happen in campus immersion, and what is campus immersion? So campus immersion element is, guys, people for 3 days at the end of the program, people will travel to IIT Roorkee campus. People will go to IIT Roorkee campus and they will do hands-on sessions, simulation sessions with professors. There'll be offline interaction with the professors in the campus. There'll be peer networking which will be happening. There'll be activities which will be happening in IIT Roorkee campus. Massive opportunity, guys. I mean, we all know what powerful charisma IIT has, and people who are completing this program, they are getting certification from IIT. They are building relations with the top-notch faculty of IITs. They're building peer network of people, professionals who are having almost 5 to 30 years of experience in supply chain management, which is helping them throughout. So those kinds of opportunity is there, which will be super helpful for everyone, right? So that's where we will request all of you guys to pay attention to this. My again submission will be, a lot of questions are there. I mean, we'll definitely answer these questions. Again, another question is, can non-tech professionals join this particular program? Absolutely, guys. As I said, we are starting the program from the scratch. The basics of supply chain management will be covered in first few weeks, and then we'll be slowly growing into the tech part of it, or a data part of it, or analytics part of it. So definitely non-tech people can also join. We have a brush up session. So while from the date of registrations to the start date, will help them learn some basic skills of analytics also through the pre-course engagement material. So, I mean, you do not have to worry at all. Feel free to fill the application form and we'll be able to help you with that, right? So absolutely fine with that. My suggestion will be to complete your application registration fee. 28th is the last date for this, and today, I mean, I've already sent a link to everyone. My suggestion will be, guys, fill the application form, and then in more detail, one-to-one way, we will discuss about the program and its advantages, how it will be helpful to you. Only in each batch, we are only taking 80 to 90 active learners, and the rest of the applications are getting rejected. So once we will get those 90 applications first, we'll close the admission cycle and start the batch. So feel free to complete the registration as soon as possible, and then we'll move forward, right? So great, guys. I think I'm getting a lot of questions. I think on one-to-one basis, we'll be able to resolve this. Fill the application form, and then we'll get in touch at one-to-one basis. Thanks, Priyanka. Thank you so much, and thank you for the for inviting me for the webinar. And looking forward to see all the participants in the program.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ritesh, for your valuable time. I'm very sure the people who are looking forward to build up their career in the supply chain industry have got a detailed insight. And as suggested, if you fill the form which is being shared, We will check the eligibility criteria, this being a program from IIT Roorkee. So you'll be getting a call from our experienced program advisor, career advisor, who will guide you further for the program. We have already received few application. Please expect a call today evening or tomorrow morning for your information.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ritesh. Thank you everyone for joining.